What if you could protect your energy without saying a single word? What if you could walk into a room and sense immediately who's safe, who's hiding something, who's trying to use you, and who genuinely sees you? Most people spend their lives reacting to others' behavior long after the damage is done. They say, "I didn't see it coming," or "they seemed so nice." But what if you could see it coming, not by being suspicious, but by being aware? Niccolò Machiavelli wasn't just a political theorist. He was a reader of people, deeply observant, brutally honest, uncomfortably accurate, and while much of his philosophy is misunderstood or misused, at its core lies a powerful skill, the ability to perceive intention beneath behavior. Today, we're diving deep into this skill. We're going to explore why understanding human nature isn't manipulation, it's survival. How to see through charm, charisma, and performance, how people reveal their truth in subtle ways, and how to protect your peace by seeing clearly. This isn't about becoming cold, it's about becoming conscious, because when you learn to read people, you stop fearing them. Why understanding people is survival, not strategy. We are taught to be kind, to give the benefit of the doubt, to assume the best in people. But Machiavelli would challenge that. He'd ask, at what cost? How many times have you ignored your gut to stay polite? How many times have you kept someone in your life because they meant well? And how many times did it drain you? Machiavelli believed that the failure to understand human nature was one of the greatest causes of unnecessary suffering, not because people are evil, but because most people are acting in their own self-interest, even when they don't realize it. Understanding this is not cynicism, it's clarity. You stop being shocked when someone turns cold. You stop personalizing passive aggression. You stop internalizing rejection. You start watching, listening, sensing, and then you start choosing, not from fear but from truth. Machiavelli's view of human nature. In The Prince, Machiavelli wrote, "It is much safer to be feared than loved if one has to lack one of the two." This doesn't mean to become a tyrant. It means that dependency on being liked is dangerous. It means that seeking approval makes you vulnerable to manipulation. Machiavelli believed that people will appear loyal when it serves them, but their true nature is revealed under pressure. He wasn't saying to distrust everyone. He was saying observe everyone, because human beings wear masks, not out of malice, but out of fear, ambition, or unconscious programming. The person who flatters you may want something. The person who overshares quickly may be masking insecurity. The person who never apologizes may fear vulnerability. Machiavelli's gift was cutting through appearances. And if you want to protect your peace, you must do the same. The masks people wear. Everyone wears a mask, not just in public, not just on social media, even in love, even in friendship. These masks are not always lies. Sometimes they're survival strategies. But masks hide intention, and Machiavelli taught us to see beyond them. Here are some common masks. The helper mask, always doing favors, always agreeable. But underneath, control or fear of abandonment. The victim mask, constantly overwhelmed, powerless, needing rescue. But underneath, manipulative guilt. The alpha mask, confident, dominant, assertive. But underneath, deep insecurity and fear of being unworthy. The empath mask, overly tuned into others' emotions. But underneath, a loss of self and unclear boundaries. Machiavelli wouldn't judge these masks. He would recognize them, and so should you. Because when someone shows you a mask, they're also showing you where they feel unsafe. And when you can see that, you can decide, is this someone I can truly connect with, or someone I need to protect myself from? How to spot intentions without asking. Intentions leak. Always. People can say all the right things, but energy doesn't lie. Here's what to watch for. Inconsistency. Do their actions match their words? If not, trust their actions. Energy drain. Do you feel exhausted after being with them? That's data. How they treat powerless people, waiters, assistants, animals. This reveals true character. Their relationship with boundaries. Do they respect yours or push past them subtly? How they handle your silence. Do they get uncomfortable or try to dominate the space? These aren't accusations, they're signals. You don't need to confront, you don't need to correct, you just need to see. Because once you see, you no longer need to explain your detachment. You just choose peace and walk away quietly. If this content is making sense to you, Then click the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Micro signals, what people reveal without knowing. People are speaking even when their mouths are closed. They reveal themselves in micro signals, fleeting, subtle, often unconscious. Machiavelli knew that paying attention to these signals meant the difference between being betrayed and being prepared. Here's what to watch for. Micro expressions. A flash of contempt, a smirk, a flicker of disdain. These last less than a second, but reveal everything. Eyes, do they dart away when asked something direct? Do they stare too intently as if rehearsed? Breath, shallow breathing can indicate anxiety or deception. Feet. If someone's feet are pointed away from you, they want to leave. Even if they're smiling, self-soothing, touching their neck, wringing hands, adjusting clothing. These are signs of discomfort. You don't need to analyze obsessively, just notice, because these signals tell you what their words won't. And when you start noticing, you begin deciding. Body language and emotional energy. Machiavelli wouldn't have studied body language the way modern psychology does, but he mastered it through observation. He understood that every person is an emotional transmitter. You can feel their intent before they speak. Notice. Posture. Is it rigid or relaxed, closed off or open? Tone, is it congruent with their words? A sweet statement in a cold tone is not sweet. Pacing, are they rushing you? Over-explaining, silence-filling? Mirroring. Do they match your energy or attempt to control the rhythm? The body keeps score. And if you pay attention, it always tells the truth. Emotional energy is even more revealing. You'll feel it, that sense of contraction in your chest when someone's off. That lightness when someone is genuine. That draining pull when someone is energetically feeding off your presence. Don't ignore these feelings. They are ancient wisdom speaking through the body. The art of listening in silence. Silence is a test, and most people fail it. When you let someone speak without interruption, without reassurance, without trying to impress them, you create a mirror. And in that mirror, they reveal who they are. Machiavelli understood that silence disarms people. When you don't rush to fill the space, they begin to show their hand. They over-explain, they project, they perform, or they settle into authenticity. Silence is power. It doesn't manipulate, it clarifies. And the person who can sit in silence with you and still remain rooted, present, sincere, that's someone worth keeping. How to respond without reacting. When you understand people, you don't need to control them. You don't need to correct their behavior. You just need to choose your response. Here's how Machiavellian wisdom guides emotional pause before response. Control. 1. Let your nervous system speak after the moment, not during it. 2. Label your trigger. Internally say, this is frustration. That alone gives you distance. 3. Respond in curiosity, not defense, instead of reacting with anger. Ask inwardly, what do I need to protect here? 4. Withhold your energy. If someone tries to provoke you, say less or say nothing. Non-reaction is not weakness, it's mastery. Your energy is sacred. Don't spill it just because someone poked a wound. Energetic boundaries. Knowing when to walk away. Machiavelli believed that the most powerful people were those who knew when to walk away quietly, decisively, without fanfare. You don't owe access to anyone who repeatedly crosses your peace. Your energetic boundary is felt, not explained. When you withdraw your presence from someone who abuses it, they feel it, and you reclaim your power without drama. Signs it's time to walk. They drain you, even in silence. They play confusion, game shot, and cold guilt and charm. They consistently dismiss your boundaries. They speak to your insecurities more than your strengths. Walking away doesn't mean you hate them. It means you love yourself more. Machiavelli wasn't teaching manipulation. He was teaching survival. Clarity, sovereignty, freedom. When you learn to read people without words, you become powerful not because you can control others, but because you can finally stop being controlled by them. You stop chasing closure. You stop explaining yourself. You stop questioning your intuition. You become the one who watches, who feels, who chooses. And in that choosing, you protect your energy. You preserve your spirit. You walk with quiet confidence. Because no one can deceive a person who sees clearly. And no one can drain a soul that is deeply rooted in its own worth. But this is only the beginning. Because in our next video, we return to the mind of Nietzsche, where we'll explore the tools, that make you mentally unshakable, how to protect your mind from chaos, how to build internal stillness, and how Nietzsche's secret method can make you untouchable, no matter who leaves, fails, or attacks. Next up, become mentally unshakable. Nietzsche's secret method. Keep watching. Depthoria is just getting started.